Heads Up Taiwan, I'm Erika Liu with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Officials on Taiwan's Kinmen Islands have reached out to their Chinese counterparts in the nearby city of Xiamen to discuss the issue of trash management. Each year, 400 to 500 tons of trash is removed from Kinmen's beaches, much of which floats across from China. Cadence Coranta reports.
These are beaches on Taiwan's outlying Kinmen Islands, covered in plastic and other trash, much of which has been carried over by tides from China's Fujian province, just a few kilometers away. Some of the garbage comes from China's coastal aquaculture farms, like these plastic barrels that don't break down easily and can harm Kinmen's intertidal zones, as well as its fish.
因为中国大陆现在发现说，这个海漂垃圾的这个保丽龙的严重性，所以开始禁止使用这个保丽龙，就改采塑胶的胡桶。所以我们现在在海边看到的垃圾的大部分就是塑胶胡桶。
Kinmen officials say there are hundreds of beach cleanups each year, removing around 400 to 500 tons of trash. But this has not been enough to rid the island of all the rubbish floating in from China. Despite the complexities of cross-strait relations, with China continuing to assert its claim of sovereignty over Taiwan, Kinmen officials have approached their counterparts in the Chinese city of Xiamen to discuss the trash problem, hoping to collaborate on finding a solution. And it wouldn't be the first time they'd cooperate on waste management.
目前在厦门市这个部分，他们是也有一些 AI 导入的人工智慧的这些监管船，会去了解这些垃圾海漂流的状况，那会做一些海岸上的一些捕捞的协助。
Some of Taiwan's other outlying islands, including Penghu and Matsu, have also faced similar problems with trash from China washing up on their shores, as has Hong Kong. And while officials work on trying to find a solution, there are those here who feel that the management of trash coming out of China needs to start at its source. Devon Tsai and Cadence Coranta for TaiwanPlus.
Drift racers from around the world burned rubber in the southern city of Tainan over the weekend. The drivers, known for their dramatic turns, are helping a growing motorsport make inroads in Taiwan. Millie Hughes reports.
This is drifting, a motorsport that judges drivers according to their ability to navigate tight turns instead of their speed. Developed in the mountains of Japan in the 1970s, the sport has caught on worldwide, including in Taiwan. Recently, the southern city of Tainan held its debut of US Formula Drift, the world's most popular drifting event. This event is a big step forward for Taiwan, where many drivers lacking public tracks or a league began their careers on the streets.
最早其实就是也不好意思说，就以前也就是在马路上乱飙车的那种，然后那时候就是看那个头文字 D 才知道有这个东西。
While Initial D, a manga series about drifting, may have inspired some gearheads in Taiwan, others say they discovered the sport through YouTubing Japanese drifting legends. One of them, Kenji Yamada, flew to Taiwan for the first time to compete against local drivers at this event.
すごくみんな上手で、レベルが高い。めちゃめちゃ高い。びっくりした。
Drifting culture is still growing in Taiwan, where it has a small but committed following.
あと観客席スタンドめちゃめちゃお客さんいっぱい入ってて、もう嬉しいですね。
有活动我们每次都会来参加啦，因为很喜欢看这个活动这样。
Although comparatively new, as a racing sport, its basic elements, loud and fast cars, will always appeal to younger fans.
Interest, actually it's my kids more or less. Yeah, my kids are very interested into cars. It's a nice opportunity to see how racing is going on here in Taiwan. I come from Europe, so in Europe we have a lot of racings like this, so it's very common. I think in Taiwan not so much, so it's nice to see it.
While many fans came to see the cars and the races, for others this was a rare opportunity to witness top international talent on their home track.
It's important for us to share the knowledge of drifting here. They are developing, like in a year I've seen so much development, and also the cars have been, in a year the level has come up.
Many of the racing fans in Taiwan have seen drift racing go from an obscure and possibly illegal pastime to a well-respected motorsport in their lifetime. Now, with the first ever US Formula Drift event in the rear view, racing fans in Taiwan are ready to shift into high gear. Fu Huahong, Bryn Thomas and Millie Hughes for TaiwanPlus.
The eastern grass owl is one of Taiwan's most endangered birds, with roughly 500 left in the wild, though global populations are still strong. Conservationists have recently found signs that the owls are moving up from the south, taking back habitat and showing promise for efforts to revive the animal's population. Jaime Ocon reports.
With its strong wings, this eastern grass owl launches itself back into the wild. But the bird's numbers don't have the same strength in Taiwan, where it's listed as an endangered species. Last February, conservationists rescued one of the birds after it got tangled in a net in central Taiwan, and ecologists later only found rare traces of the owl in the region. Biologists say climate change, loss of habitat, and pesticides have been putting pressure on the species' population, making them limited to Taiwan's southern areas. But now researchers have carried out a survey that found signs of the owls taking back some of their habitat in central Taiwan, where they have not been seen in decades.
本分属最新的生态调查掌握濒危苗种草鸮的出现位置，证实除了南部地区，中部地区也是数量稀少的草鸮活动范围。
Best estimates put the number of these owls in Taiwan at only about 500, though global populations are strong, but also under pressure in places like Australia. Civic groups in Taiwan are doing what they can to protect the birds' breeding grounds.
透过我们几年的努力，然后让这种保育类的草鸮不断的有机会在我们这个地方来富裕。那我们希望大家可以针对好不容易能够保留下来的台湾草鸮，能够有更加的珍惜。
The survey shows that conservation efforts have been helping the eastern grass owl return to some of its old territory, but conservationists warn that this majestic bird is still very much under threat. Clan Wong and Jaime Ocon for TaiwanPlus.
4 police dogs in Taiwan have been formally honored and sent into retirement. Central Taiwan's police force put the dogs up for adoption and vetted applicants thoroughly to make sure the dogs would go to great homes to live out the rest of their lives. Leslie Liao has more.
Tiny, Candy, Pinky, and Bobby are 4 good boys and girls who have kept the public safe for years. People may not know it, but these dogs and their nimble noses have done everything from patrolling the streets to sniffing for contraband. After an illustrious career in public service, they're being let go. Not because of poor performance, but because they've reached the ripe old retirement age of 7. The 4 dogs were put up for adoption. But because of their good work, their handlers went out of the way to make sure that they were going to good homes. Close to 100 people applied to take the dogs.
总面积的话是700平，就是一个院子，让他们能够快乐。
At their honors ceremony, the dogs were presented with hordes of new toys, treats, and goodies, all so they can focus on enjoying their retirement instead of taking a bite out of crime. Eason Pan and Leslie Liao for TaiwanPlus.
Move over, Deng. Taipei Zoo's own pygmy hippo, Thabo, is set to make his public debut. Thabo was brought in from Singapore in November last year. The zoo says he has adjusted well to Taiwan's winter, eating and behaving normally. But it says he had some trouble getting along with other hippos, particularly his female neighbors. Caretakers at the zoo affectionately call him tangbao, or soup dumpling. Zoogoers can soon catch a glimpse of Thabo in the African Animal Zone. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, take a look at the 47th International Circus Festival of Monte Carlo, where performers showcase their exceptional skills. I'm Erika Liu. Take care and see you next time.